All right, so let me just start this review off by saying Skankhunt 42 win in this episode. Like, this dude went ham on a keyboard warrior, keyboard gangster. This dude went in on the keyboard. This episode basically was divided into like three different parts, I think, three or four. One being tackling the issue of Skankhunt 42, two being Scott Malcolmson and Mr. Mackey quitting Twitter, and three being the boys blaming Cartman and the girls blaming the boys for Skankhunt 42 because they have an idea that it's Cartman, so they have to take action and precaution against it. And I think part one takes place with Gerald, but let me get into it. The episode starts off with a PTA meeting, and they're basically informing everyone of Skankhunt 42's recent online activity, putting dicks in people's mouth. And everyone at the PTA meeting was shocked except Gerald. I don't know why I'm calling him Gerald. Mr. Broflovsky. Everyone was shocked except him. He had a smile on his face. And I love how they did a spin on Heidi Turner this episode. Heidi Turner the bitch. I love how they always mess with Heidi Turner. Since the last season, they've been messing with Heidi Turner. And Scott Malcolmson as well, but we're gonna get into that later. So we go into the episode with Kyle and Stan still thinking that Cartman is the alleged Skankhunt 42. And we go into a scene with Mr. Broflovsky driving home and explaining to his wife that maybe Skankhunt 42 thinks it's funny to put dicks on people's face and hoping that it makes other people laugh, or just to start a little commotion online, all in the good namesake of jokes is basically what he's saying. So we go into him home having a conversation with Ike on the bed, and he's going in with Ike talking about Skankhunt 42, basically explaining what he explained to his wife, but to Ike, hoping that it's like a one-on-one guy-to-guy talk, hoping that they understand what's going on, and to see if he can get a laugh out of Ike. And I thought it was funny how when he went into the room, Ike was playing Minecraft. Remember, Ike is in kindergarten. But also, we see how Skankhunt gets in the mood of fucking up people's life. No pun intended on the photoshopping dicks. So he basically goes into his office, dims the lights at a perfect setting, pours a bottle of Pinot Noir. He basically pours a nice glass of wine and puts on a record, and this guy just goes wow. He just goes ham on the keyboard. He's trolling everyone, and I think I'll chip in that the trolls in real life, like, they act exactly like how Gerald is acting, which sometimes is funny and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it can be taken in the wrong way, which it deserves to be taken in the wrong way, but it's trying to be funny, but it's not. So it's kind of like that. And I love, again, how Southpark takes real world aspects and turn it into joke, or turn it into the exact opposite, but you know what they're trying to do. Kind of like satire, but either ways. We go into Stan and Kyle. Basically Stan and Kyle, the boys, gets an idea from Butters that the girls are tired of Skankhunt 42 bullying them online because, like I said, Mr. Broflovsky went ham on the keyboard. So the next day, Butters gives the boys an idea that if they don't do something about Skankhunt 42, aka Cartman, who they think he is, that the girls are gonna blame them, and at the end you'll see why, what they were trying to avoid. So they basically get this idea that they're gonna take Cartman out to the middle of the woods, and they're gonna do it. I love how they leave it to you thinking that they're gonna kill Cartman, but apparently they trick Cartman by saying that they're gonna go into the woods and play a whole weekend of Counter-Strike. I've seen some gameplay of it. It does seem like a very good game. But basically, they're gonna go into the wood, lead Cartman into the woods, play a whole weekend of Counter Strikes, and have junk foods. And they also told him not to tell any parents because there's gonna be too many junk foods there. And we take a break from that, and we go into Scott Malkinson and Heidi Turner. Since Heidi Turner quit Twitter, Scott Malkinson thinking about doing the same. And I love how Scott Malkinson goes to Mr. Mackey for advice inside his office. And I love how he bothers Mr. Mackey throughout the whole episode, saying he's going to do it, he's going to do it. Say his dad says he's too much of a pussy to do it. Says he's too much of a pussy to do it, but he's going to do it. He feels like he's on the edge of a cliff, and he's pushing to jump, so he feels like he's going to do it. I love how they kept going on to over to Scott Malkinson. And might I say that the animation for this season looked like it's way better than last season. Also, we got a glimpse of member berries. Remember Jurassic Park? We got a good glimpse of that. Mr. Mackey was enjoying some. Might I say there's quite an aphrodisiac? Okay, let me stop joking around. Okay, so after Scott Malkinson goes to Mr. Mackey for some advice, we go over to Cartman those inside the wood, and the boys are leading Cartman on, and Cartman thinks he's gonna go into this cabin and play Counter Strike all weekend. He packed all of his Apple products, everything, and he has no idea what's gonna go on. He even passed a hole with a shovel, and he said, "Cool, dude, look at the hole with the shovel." So they lead Cartman into the shovel. Cartman unpacks everything, thinking he's gonna play Counter Strike. He's asking for the Wi-Fi password. He's getting in. He's getting ready. And I feel bad for Cartman in this episode too, because like Cartman does a lot of dumb shit, and he deserves what he's getting now. But it isn't the right time for it because he actually didn't do anything. My wife was watching this episode and she actually agreed. She was saying how cute he was, or how he didn't deserve it. So we go into the boys destroying Cartman's tax, and Cartman is basically begging, saying it's 2 years worth of Christmas stuff and birthday stuff. So after these guys destroy it, Cartman just straight up fainted. Like I haven't seen Cartman this hurt since probably Scott Malkinson. Scott Malkinson. But either ways, we go into after that the boys return into town, and we go back into Scott Malkinson and Mr. Mackey. And Scott Malkinson calls like in the middle of the night. Wakes up Mr. Mackey, and he's basically saying that he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. And Mr. Mackey is like tired of this. He's just saying, "Fuck it, do it already." And that was the end of that. So we go back into Skankhunt 42. Apparently, he was trolling so hard, he shut down the breast cancer web located in Denmark. And this guy, Skankhunt 42, is fueled by all of the hate and everything that's going on. He's fueled if you don't take him serious. If you take him serious, he's fueled by everything. And I love how they do a play on the trolls, because that's exactly how they are in real life. And I love how they did the Twitter with suicide. It made you think that like the guys were doing a suicide, but it's actually just Twitter. I love how they did a play on that as well. And so apparently Skankhunt 42 accepts the challenge of shutting down the breast cancer web or going harder on the troll to make her submit. And this guy goes in. He's typing at the keyboard, and you can see like the evil shadow of Mr. Broflovski on the wall. I thought it was extremely epic. And the episode basically ends with all the girls breaking up with the boys at the end of the episode, because the guys think that Skankhunt 42 was Cartman, but it was actually Mr. Broflovski that was doing all of this overnight while the boys were away with Cartman. So the next day, the girls have had enough, and they decided to just break up with the guys. And I love the soundtrack that they play. The sound kind of Lord of the Rings style. I love that. So I can't wait to see what's next week's episode. And I love how, again, they're doing the continuation of each episode each week. kind of like a story. And I love how Mr. Broflovski is the evil antagonist here. It's gonna be really funny to see like the end result again of what is gonna happen. But that's about it. Gonna give this episode about a 7.5, 8. Highest 8. But if you guys enjoyed the episode, definitely subscribe. Definitely hit that like button if you like it. And if you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. And thanks for watching.